I'm Vicky from Rockstars and Royalty, and this is Rocked Up Frocks. In this series, I take vintage and pre-loved clothing and give it a makeover. Today I'm going to be making over this black evening jacket. It's a Diana Ferrari jacket. It's in really good condition, and I found this at the Green Shed Underground, which is a charity shop here in Canberra, and it cost me $4. It fits me really well, so I don't need to do any alterations. So all I'm going to be doing is decorating it, and it's going to be part of my Dream Out Loud collection. I've decided that I'm going to add these red rose embroideries to this jacket. Red and black is just a classic combination, and then I'm going to add some red and black crystals to it as well to give it that evening sparkle. I love all the suits with embroidered collars that Gucci have been doing recently, so that's definitely part of my inspiration for this. So the first thing I'm going to do is take these embroideries and decide exactly where I want them to go. I think I want it to be really big and dramatic, and I think I'm going to do these embroideries all the way around. So I'm just going to pin them roughly into place and try to decide where I'm kind of happy with them, and then I'll even them up before I sew them on. Some of these are symmetrical pairs and some of them aren't, so it's not going to be perfectly symmetrical, but I'll make sure it's kind of balanced. How that's looking. I think I might add some to the cuffs as well. I think it just needs a balance down there. Yeah, I like that if you did that. I'm really happy with how that's looking, and I'll even them up and make sure they're nice and balanced and symmetrical before I sew them on. I love just the detail on the bottom of the sleeves as well. And then I think to finish it off at the back, I'm going to add this red sequin heart motif, just as a finishing detail on the back. Okay, it's time to sew it on. I've been round and pinned everything on where I want it to be and made sure it's all nice and symmetrical. I put it back on the mannequin and made sure I'm happy with how it's all sitting. So now I'm going to hand sew it all on. So to do that, I use a clear thread, and you don't have to worry about changing colour because we're going from red to green and we're sewing on to black. With a clear thread you can just sew it all on in one go without having to change colours. Some embroidered appliques you can buy are iron-on, these ones aren't, so hand sewing it is. I'm just being careful to not let my threads show through on the other side of the collar, just to keep it looking really neat. When we get to this part, we want to make sure that we stop sewing it where the collar finishes, or they're going to curve around to the inside. Depends what look you want. If you want them to finish at the edge of the collar, you can stitch them down. I want them to sit onto the edge like that. I'm going to fold it in and then finish sewing up along where the fold of the collar is. I've just cut off some leaves from the edge of this flower that I didn't want there. I didn't cut quite all of it off so it didn't fray, and I've just folded the edges underneath. I'm going to stitch that in place. That's our collar all sewn on. That's taken me about an hour to sew all that into place. It's a bit quicker than sewing the panels on flat because I had to go around the edge of every single leaf, so that's made it pretty fast to sew on. Next up, I'm going to sew the appliques on the ends of the sleeves, and to do this I'm going to just unpick the lining so I can get my hand inside to make sure I'm not sewing through all the layers, and then I'll just hand stitch the lining back in place afterwards. Now the applique is all sewn on, I'm just going to hand stitch the lining back in place where we unpicked it. And then I'm going to repeat the process on the other sleeve. I finished hand sewing all the appliques on, I've put the sleeves back together, and the last actual sewing job to do is to sew in one of my new labels. So I've got official Rocked Up labels now to put in all my Rocked Up designs as I make them. The last patch I've got to put on is my little sequin heart applique. This is an iron-on patch, so I've got it positioned where I want it, and I've lined it up with the back seam here. I'm then going to cover it with this ironing cloth, which is a piece of silk organza. This stops the sequins melting and sticking to your iron. And then I'm going to take my iron and iron it into place. Just make sure that the fabric you're ironing your patch onto is suitable to iron. If the fabric's not suitable to iron onto, you might have to hand sew it. There we go, and that's mounted it, and that's firmly in place in the back. I'm just going to give it one last go, just that with the top part. Make sure it's on completely. Cool. That should do it. So our next job, and the last job, is to put the crystals on it. So the last job that we're doing is to add the crystals, and I'm adding a scattering of black and red crystals around the collar and the cuffs. So to do this, I take my gemstone glue and I use a little toothpick to put it where I want it. So I'm doing black on black, red on red, and then I use these curvy tweezers to pick up the crystals and put them where I want them. I just give them a little press into the glue. These aren't Swarovski crystals, but they're still pretty sparkly. They're not as sparkly as Swarovskis, but they're a lot cheaper. So this is more of a budget way to get that sparkle. I'll put a link to where you can buy them and to where you can buy the rows of appliques in the description. I'm just going to keep going all the way around the collar, all the way around the cuffs, and then we will be finished. This transformation took me about 4 hours and it cost me under $50. The original jacket cost me $4 from the charity shop, and then it's cost me probably less than 40 bucks for all of the appliques, the crystals and the glue. So I think for the price, this is a really unique and fabulous piece. I hope you enjoyed watching this transformation, and I hope you feel inspired to transform something of your own. Transformations don't need to be complicated alterations, changing skirt lengths. Something as simple as sewing on or ironing on a little embroidered patch or a little sequin patch, I love that heart, can make a really big difference. So have fun, give it a go and see what you can transform. Please click the thumbs up if you like this video. Please click subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll be back soon with more Rock Frocks and more tutorials.